Aloha. Great job today. Make sure we're in tune. Kind of close, huh? G, C. So what we're going to try and do is go through the process of seeing this in the context in the eyes of a song. In the song Whiskey in the Jar, one of the bands that I've heard doing it is the Dubliners. Standard, you can do it in C or G or anything. If you do it in these, remember that you're going to be doing a 1, 6, 4, 5, 6, 4, 1. Kind of feels weird, but if we're in the key of C, we'd have C major is our 1, our 6, our minor 6 is our A minor, our major 4th is our F major, any version that you'd like to play it in, great. And then our 5 being our G major starts our chorus. So, the verses, as I was going, go to the Cork and Kerry Mountains, F I met a Captain Farrell and his money he was counting to see. At first produced my pistol, and then I produced my rapier, and he F said, "Say deliver if you're my C, bold deceiver, G, mushering dum dum da, and then C, dum dum F, C, G, C." Here's the takeaway. Long song, lots of words. With the Mando, if you're knowing that there's going to be 8 rounds of this, being able to just do individual accents of like a that's one type of amp. That's a C major, 2 fingers, leaving all their notes open, but only playing the 2 individual notes on the D string and the A string, going down a half step and then moving forward. If you don't want to move down the whole thing, you could do a third and go up to that, because that would just be like a bebop movement, like a minor third, major third, which is in a lot of things. Other than that, that first vamp can be used with the larger chord of the C major, with what is that? B, C, B, C, C, G, C, G. So having it. These are good vamps to be underneath the top while somebody's not singing. When they are singing, good trills over the top with that C. Simple nonsense that you could do in the key of C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Because the first 2 chords of I was going over the Cork and Kerry Mountains, you could have you could do the melody, or you could highlight around what they're singing. Notice how my strumming hand just keeps that rhythm. So that rhythm to me is like a boom, chaka boom, chaka boom, chaka boom, chaka boom, chaka 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 chaka. Those rhythms are stemmed out of a bound. Rest down, rest down, rest down. And all the notation. Coming up with a fun melody line that's something other than the melody on something so traditional is somewhat kind of a task, but you can. And you can move it around by moving different things. So what I would suggest is, in this first thing, we're playing C major to A minor. That is a C major and A minor, meaning that's a major and a minor chord. However, you know that all the notes in C major and all the notes in A minor are relative, because they are the relative root and then the 6th of the chord. So when we go to the F major, hypothetically, is the same thing. You could play a D minor all day long over the top of that F major, and all the notes inside of there are going to work. Over the top of that D. The only note you have to be wary about is this. You can't have a B. You have to have a B flat for that, because it's the only note within this F major. Because B flat is the major 4th rather than the B natural, which should throw you off. So over the top of that, we could play over the C and over the A, we can play a major mode for the C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, which is C Ionian. You could play C, D, E, G. Believe it or not, F sharp is a good moving tone if you're going to go quickly from the F sharp to the G. But you also have to go up and down with it. Have to put that F back in there. So if you have a C, D, E, F sharp, G, that would be an example of playing a C major and then using the F sharp for a C Lydian. C, 1, 2, D, 3, E. F sharp is a raise 4. Raise sharp to the 5. Pulling back. Going to the natural 4 there. And then back down the number line. Hear that? The note doesn't quite fit in there, that B flat. So I would stick away from using anything other on that F right there. You could use B as the moving note. Back up to C, because that does work, because B flat is only a half step. Not a half step, a whole step down from C. So, long story short, when you're going through this, set yourself up a base about doing the chucking of it. Set that up, do like 5, 6, 8 times, and then go back over the top of that in a rhythm, which is a little bit slower than what I just showed, with a what was I trying to do? Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. The idea about getting comfortable with playing solos is kind of weird to go about this approach. And if you've understood anything thus far about the way I teach, the reason why I got clicked on to how to do things and why they make sense now is a backdoor approach. One backdoor approach is to take a common melody unto which you know the notes inside of your head, like Christmas songs, that's what you're talking about, or something like, the Star Spangled Banner, or, Green Sleeves, or something that has a very distinguishable melody and played over the top of anything. One of the things that I really dig about music is it is movable. So in this, you could do over the top of that, because all those notes essentially are in. Hear that? Very interesting. And what the fun thing about that is, I know it's not the melody of the song, but let's say you wanted to use the interval movements of Somewhere Over the Rainbow in this tune. You can do. Then solo time. Here's our vamp we were talking about. Somebody goes for the lead. one of the notes I picked did not work. That F sharp there did not work over the whole thing. So what I know now is by playing this, I can't play the F sharp that's from a D major because it does not work. And if I'm gonna do anything in the key of C major, gotta have that F in there. Why? You know why. There's no F sharp in the key of C. So what happens is it's a constant pull and push of learning things using the fingerings you know. Let's say we did that same thing I did somewhere over the rainbow. When the key does a key change, you don't do the key change with it. You stay within that key. So, you'll be darned on how many times you'll pull out a random melody and it will work perfectly over the chords you're trying to go for. That is a little tidbit on having a backdoor approach about using melodies like that melody in of itself is super distinguishable. 1, 7, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when we're doing that, or not 7, that was 1, 1, 1, 7, 7, 5, 6, 7, 1. Very interesting. So you could use any of those notes from the song. Your turn to solo. So what I used were the same notes from Somewhere Over the Rainbow, but I didn't do them in the same order. Somewhere, did not hit the F sharp from aforementioned, not in the chord. Played that the F over the top, and it sounded fun. So if there was other people playing while I was playing, that would have had some sort of effect of having in key kind of like movements, and that's what we're shooting for. Play the wrong notes, figure out what doesn't work, figure out what does work. What I just played there is just C Ionian, C major. The only other way I could have changed that, I think I hit a wrong note. If I had that F sharp in there, that would be C, D, E, F sharp, which would have been C Lydian. C Lydian doesn't sound good over here. The fact that you know that now that C Lydian does not work, it makes sense to say, well, what is Lydian in the key of C? F, C, D, E, F. F is that. So what happens if I play a Lydian movement from my F note? E, F. So here's my F in the key of C. So if I start that Lydian, which is from the F, F, G, A, B, instead of B flat. Oh wow, look how F Lydian works well. And if you played F major, that B flat aforementioned that's in F major as the major fourth does not work. However, if you play F Lydian, which is basically like playing F, G, F, G, A, B, B, is F Lydian because there's a raised fourth, but that works great over C major. Because that B is the seventh in the key of C as the resolution half step, and in the key of F as F Lydian, F, G, A, B, that sharp 4 for Lydian becomes the note that was in the other chord. These are note analyzations and chord analyzations for the triads that we're using and the additional fourth note that we're trying to pull up. Sometimes the additional fourth or fifth note. As we talked about today, the chords get kind of convoluted at a certain point. However, we're not here to like discuss how to call a chord a million different things. If you can figure out one name to call it, go with that. If you're wrong something or somehow it will get corrected, and you'll just know a couple different ways on how to do the same chords. Remember, Playing the wrong notes is an essential way to do this. So if you're going to do a vamp on Whiskey in the Jar, try it in C and then modulate. Play that in D as well. Try and do it in the, C, then try it in D. Moving up the same structures and using bar chords. Anyway, it was wonderful seeing you today. I will see you next week. Aloha.